books, and they found incriminating evidence of exactly what Ron had planned to do with some of the cast members, and it involved cooking and eating them.
Imagine having a whole show just so that you could eat children. Eat them! Kids shows too inappropriate for kids. Listen,
when TV shows market themselves as appropriate for kids, you would expect fun, bubbly characters with colors flying across the screen. But for some kids networks, that isn't the case. Instead of parents feeling a sense of relief, they now have to worry about what their children are watching behind their backs. Because the true horrors that hide behind the For Kids label.
Am I the only one that don't mind edgy kid shows? Like, as a kid, I want that humor, bro. You feel me? I don't want the soft ass Clarence and shit. Nah, I want to hear some jokes that I feel like only adults understand.
Can be haunting. On Visual Venture, and we're diving into the dark world of kids TV shows, starting from the most appropriate shows to the most disgusting ones. I'm not gonna lie, the last ones terrified me. Cow and Chicken. First released in July of 1997, Cow and Chicken was a beloved animated comedy series on Cartoon Network. The show followed an unlikely sibling duo of...
You see, that's your first mistake, bro. As a kid, you should not be watching a cow with his meat out like this. Let's be real. The way they're using the uterus, it's his meat.
Cow and Chicken, as they went on a series of wild adventures. The series became a fan favorite for its out-of-pocket humor, but most of these praises came from adult watchers instead of actual kids, since many of the jokes were clearly targeted at a much older audience. When it came to kids,
see, I don't mind that, so long as you're not showing like nudity or some shit, and that's cool with me.
Cow and Chicken wasn't exactly the best show to watch. Many of the show's main punchlines tied back to inappropriate undertones, particularly referring to butts. Although using butts as the butt of the joke is a common thing in cartoons, Cow and Chicken takes it to a whole nother level by making it an actual plot point in some episodes.
Okay? I'm sorry, nah, I blame the children. You can't stand a butt joke, huh? That's the only ass you gonna get in your life anyway, little buddy. I'm sorry, but I don't really care about butts. Hey, man, if anything, that's gonna turn me on. My bad.
Cow in particular is always seen showing her behind to the screen.
Oh yeah, no, I remember this. No. Okay. No, this is disturbing. I'll be real. This is, plus, do y'all see the coloration of the butt? It don't even look like a cow butt. Like they made it a human butt. That's weird.
And the character is only supposed to be 7 years old. Chicken.
Alright, so, okay, now I see why ADP turned out the way he was. He grew up on this show right here. What?
And her older brother is only 11. But while this can be argued as just part of cartoon culture, there's also other red flags about the show that parents have pointed out, or more like a red character. The show's main antagonist is a character named Red Guy, who's the mayor of the fictional town that Cow and Chicken live in. This character is constantly trying to get in the way of Cow and Chicken's plans. Red Guy never wears clothes, and like Cow, he
Dude, okay. Butts are funny, but it's not this funny. If anything, this is gonna disturb me. If I'm trying to laugh and I gotta look at a dude's butt the whole time.
Always has his behind exposed. Red Guy was first introduced to the audience in the pilot episode No Smoking as the main antagonist and is very clearly portrayed as the devil. In this episode, he's shown as the ruler of hell and he is actively trying to recruit Chicken.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm sorry. You should not be having this as a kid show, bro. No demonic shit, bro. Come on, we just trying to have fun.
Join him. In order to bring someone to hell, Red Guy has to convince them to make a bad choice. So he decided to tempt Chicken into taking a cigarette and smoking it, which landed him in hell for smoking at a young age. While there, Red Guy continues to force Chicken to smoke even more cigarettes to the point of suffering. Almost immediately after airing, this episode was banned from television networks for being too inappropriate for kids.
Wait till he finds out that everyone vapes. Shit, they're probably like, damn, bro, maybe we shouldn't have aired this shit at all. But, yeah, no, that's the sad reality, but... Oh, bro, you gonna show someone going to hell in a kid show?
Kids. And although the showrunners intended to scare kids away from smoking, parents argued that children may take the episode at face value. And with the implications of hell and the Red Guy being who he is, parents were also concerned about the portrayals of religious figures in the series.
Yeah, that's
After
weird.
Such a controversial first episode, Cow and Chicken completely shifted their direction and even rebranded the devil to just Red Guy. But even after such drastic changes to the show's main premise, parents were still concerned over the content of the show. Although Red Guy's name was changed, his appearance remained entirely the same, and his behavior was also not something that kids should be seeing. Throughout the series, Red Guy and Cow and Chicken end up slowly going from enemies to friends. However, this comes at a price, because such drastic changes to the show's main premise, parents
Alright.
were still concerned over the content of the show. Although Red Guy's name was changed, his appearance remained entirely the same, and his
Okay.
behavior was also not something that kids should be seeing. Throughout the series, Red Guy and Cow and Chicken end up slowly going from enemies to friends. However, this comes at a price, because Red Guy ends up getting overly friendly, constantly being intimate but aggressive with the two main characters, who, as I mentioned, are meant to be 7 and 11 in animal
So none of y'all gonna tell me my webcam is a little too high, too much?
form. He always has a specific interest in Cow, who is a female character.
Oh, sweetheart, you have got it going on.
And it's so weird because they're showing her butt too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, okay, now I see how this show is weird.
Oh, you are high styling, babe. Those, come here, sailor eyes, that kiss and tell. Oh, gotcha!
Help! Help! Big brother, help!
Nigga, is that not P. Diddy? Why is there a girl asking for help while this man is hugging her? Nah, bro, I'm telling y'all, bro. Stop this show, dude.
What if somebody did this?
At one point, there was an episode where Red Guy pretended to be a doctor named Dr. Bottoms. And when Cow goes in for a doctor's visit, he ends up doing a checkup for other parts, ones without any medical issues.
Milk sample! Dr. Bottoms, what's that for? Well, I'm thirsty and your daughter's a cow. Do the math!
The real
Are we using cow anatomy or daughter's anatomy? Because if it's daughter's anatomy, this whole show and every writer, they need to be arrested. Because I swear to God, if that's the female equivalent to, you feel me? If that's what they're meaning, like P or anything, yeah, them niggas need help.
controversy came when Cartoon Network aired a Cow and Chicken episode called Buffalo Girls. This episode was immediately banned after airing because it featured a ton of inappropriate jokes poking fun at the Buffalo characters, a group of characters based on lesbian stereotype. If adult humor was a crime, then Cow and Chicken would just be beginners. The next show we talk about takes things to an entirely new level.
Alright, what?
Rocko's Modern Life. There are a few kid shows that compare to the amount of innuendos that Rocko's Modern Life has. This American animated series follows the lives of an Australian wallaby named Rocko and his group
I don't know
of
the show.
eccentric friends. The show first aired on Nickelodeon on September 18th, 1993 and ran for 3 years until November 1996.
Damn.
Despite being a kid show,
What that
Rocko's
show?
has gained a cult following for its adult humor. In almost every episode, an inappropriate topic is being referenced, whether as a joke or right out in the open. Like this scene where Rocko is working at a risque phone hotline.
Okay?
Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. Rocco? Mrs. Bighead?
Or this one scene where Rocko
That wasn't the worst thing in the world. Plus, why is this? No, I'm not gonna lie. This gotta be an adult photo right here, cause his head is shaped like some ball sacks and I don't want to say the rest.
Rocko and Heifer Wolf visit a no-tell motel together. And judging by the hotel clerk's words, there's clearly a picture that they're trying to paint here. Ones that
Like what? Jeffrey Epstein's Island? What do you mean no tell? Niggas is signing NDAs in there? Huh?
the kids should not be seeing.
Won't have room for another 20 minutes. You wait?
Yeah, so apparently kids need to know that there's hotels out there that, people get piped for 20 minutes and go home. Like, what joke is this? Even as a kid, I wouldn't even understand the humor in this.
Oh, we have premature departure. You can have room now.
No, was that a pre-cum joke? Was that a bust a nut joke? Some dude went fast?
How long you want?
Just till tomorrow.
All night? Okay.
No, bro. The thing is, I'll understand, like, I'm cool with inappropriate humor, for teens and stuff. Kids understand it somewhat. But, dude, that's just, no, that one is too much.
And if you're still on the
What is that
fence whether
noise?
or not these are inappropriate, here's one scene you can't deny.
Is someone getting the craziest Slurpee, or is someone getting piped?
Aside from the clear intimacy signs, Rocco's modern life also has more than just one-off scenes that are inappropriate for kids. There's one episode in the series where Rocco has to go visit the doctor's office for a cough. In this episode, there were multiple moments with creepy implications. For starters, the name of the doctor is Dr. Bendova, which, if you couldn't tell already, is a play on words. The doctor examines Rocco's ear to find a naked statue inside of it, and to help cure him, Dr. Bendova prescribes a medication that ends up making Rocco feel more ill, hallucinating even. The shocker, though, is that the audience soon finds out that Dr. Bendova wasn't even a real doctor at all. He was revealed to be a mental patient, meaning that Rocco essentially took unprescribed medication. While Rocco's
See, what's the point in that? All right, I feel like especially when you're making kids show, you gotta do everything like very you gotta be smart with shit, you know? Like, why do y'all want to get Oscar nominees for doing the weirdest shit to characters?
modern life may be riddled with these types of messages, this next show is just straight up graphic. The Ren and Stimpy Show. When it comes to classic American cartoons, The Ren and Stimpy Show is a household name. Years ago, when it was still running, it was one of the most popular titles when it came to children's entertainment. But as the kids grew up into adults, they soon began to realize that their beloved kids cartoon is actually a lot more messed up than they thought. The Ren and Stimpy Show first aired in August of 1991 on Nickelodeon and featured two emotionally unstable characters, Ren and Stimpy, who embarked on a series of unpredictable adventures together, all while battling their behavioral issues. As they embark on journeys, they encounter terrifying scenarios like this one scene where a jester uses a cheese grater on his own arm and then adds literal salt to the wound.
I'm sorry. I just want to know. There have to be a couple men in that room and like, yeah, let's cook up with this. What happened to like Adventure Time, regular show, like cool kids humor? Like, why do y'all, like, I feel like y'all put y'all trauma down in these, bruh. Are these creators going through some shit? Do y'all just hate children? Is that why you wanted to get back at kids because you got bullied, huh?
This is just the tip of the iceberg. Not only are some episodes highly graphic, but there are also jump scares throughout the series. The main characters are also absolutely deranged, as seen through their behavior in the show. And some of the actions they do are so disturbing that people have said it still bothers them to this day, years after. The most notable example of this is a scene where Ren takes pliers and pulls out all of his teeth, including the nerve endings attached to them. Even as an adult, watching back the scene is still unnerving, pun intended. It seems like time and time again, the characters on the show seem to put themselves in situations that end up getting them hurt.
I feel like I'm cool with characters getting hurt so long as there's no gore. If there's no blood or nothing graphic, I'm like, okay, you know? If it shows a character jumping off a mountain, you know, on some Looney Tunes shit, I'm okay, you know?
Naturally, the Ren and Stimpy Show also provided their intimate content to children. Some fans of the show have defended it, saying that it was never meant to be a kid's show. But regardless of whether...
I'm sorry, no, that's a dumb argument. Because if it's in the same network and literally in the same show run, I better not see a Disney movie right behind that.
Whether it was meant to be for kids or not, many children did end up watching it. But while Ren and Stimpy seem to rain havoc on themselves, other animated characters act out by doing unspeakable things to others. Invader Zim. Invader Zim is considered one of the most controversial...
Alright, chat, I'm gonna go to the ones that I'm... Okay, let's go to iCarly.
Is the creepy content being acted out live by actual kids, but other things also happen to be off camera. As you might have already heard, Nickelodeon has caught a ton of heat for its associations with the producer Dan Schneider. Although Dan has been the mastermind of popular Nickelodeon shows like Victoria...
I never watched Invader Zim, chat. I'm sorry, bruh. If I watched it, then I would have been like, let's watch it, but I don't know that show.
iCarly and The Amanda Show. What he's best known for is not his work, but rather what he did to the actors that were part of these projects.
What did he do?
From the hidden messages to making actors uncomfortable with inappropriate scenes, all of Dan's shows have been ripped apart for their questionable plot lines.
Look at this gif from the show. No, I'm sorry. No, after that, you gotta ban the show, bruh.
And this history runs deep because Dan's been a walking red flag ever since his first executive producer credit, The Amanda Show. The Amanda Show was a popular popular sketch comedy show that first premiered on Nickelodeon on October 16th, 1999. The show came out following the widespread success of the sketch comedy show All That. All That kickstarted Amanda Bynes' career in Hollywood, and Nickelodeon knew that they had to capitalize on that. A couple years later, they gave Dan the green light to create the spin-off The Amanda Show, which cemented Dan Schneider as a known kid show producer and paved the road to stardom for Amanda. However, despite the lighthearted nature of this show, it was actually extremely disturbing. After careful analysis of Dan's behavior with the main cast, many people have pinpointed The Amanda Show as the
For a child actress to go from the left to the right, you cannot tell me that the people that came up, like, influenced her were not weird people. There is no way a Nickelodeon actress should look like this, my nigga. She looked like a chewed up bubblegum on the right. I can't, if I was to ever see her on the street, I'm not gonna think Amanda Bynes. I'm gonna think, damn, bruh, this lady need $2.
reason for Amanda Bynes' real-world tragedies. In The Amanda Show, Amanda Bynes and a cast featuring the likes of Drake Bell, Nancy Sullivan, and Ashley Tisdale perform comedy sketches to a live audience. They take on a variety of different roles in these sketches, from one-off characters to recurring personalities. But although the goal of the sketches was to make kids laugh, many of them were actually highly inappropriate. Dan had executive power over any and every sketch that was featured on the show, and more times than not, he would make his young cast film a sketch that was not suitable for their age. One of the most well-known incidents was the jacuzzi sketch. During the sketch, Amanda Bynes was wearing a swimsuit and sitting in a jacuzzi next to a fully clothed Dan Schneider, all while Dan cracks a joke at the audience, telling them that he wrote this very scene.
Now, you're the executive producer of the show?
Yeah, I am the executive producer and I'm the head writer.
You actually wrote the words you're saying to them right now?
Yes, I actually...
I'm sorry, there needs to be a law that requires this man to put 2 hands up during any interaction of a girl with the pool. Because we're only looking at the headshots. We don't know what this man's arms could be doing. For all we know, he's tickling her feet, and we wouldn't know.
He wrote this whole conversation that we're having right now.
I promise you, if the laws didn't say he couldn't, like, talk to children, he would.
Most people didn't even think twice about this scene, but now looking back, it was a sign that Dan had other motivations. Dan purposely reminded the audience that he had full control over the show, meaning that he could make the actors do anything he wanted and they could not refuse. And all of these questionable sketches became more disturbing after learning that convicted criminals were actually on the set of the show. These staff members were given roles that put them near the cast. One of the cast members, Brandy, revealed that a staff member sent her a disgusting picture via email, which she ended up reporting to the police. Brandy was also immediately pulled from the show. Another suspicious plotline in The Amanda Show involved a recurring character that Amanda played called Penelope Taint. Recently, the Quiet on Set docuseries revealed that the last name Taint refers to a body part within the lower region. By hiding
Like, you're not even making fun of niggas. Not that it's normal to make fun of boys, but what do you get from that? What body part is the taint? You calling underage girls by a nickname of Cooch, nigga?
these in sketches was not a new thing for Dan. Ever since his time as a producer on the 90s comedy show All That, Dan's shown that he's no stranger to—
And it's clear that, bro, do you see this closed circle? Like, this is how you know they not rocking with you.
offensive jokes, ones at the expense of his own cast. Brian Christopher Herney was a child actor and part of the main cast for All That's 7th and 8th seasons. Despite being a main cast member, Brian rarely got sketches that appealed to him. In fact, he usually got the worst kinds. Brian revealed in the Quiet on Set documentary that he was often forced to play characters that portray black stereotypes. In one particular sketch, Brian was asked to play a kid who was selling cookies, but of course the producers asked him to play it like he was selling drugs. And possibly the most infamous allegation about Dan is that he's into feet.
Plus, wait, hold on. Why would you want kids to be like, ha, look, he's selling drugs at a young age? They don't even know what that is. If anything, you just racist, bruh.
It's made itself known through all of his producer credits. In every
And bro, his ass is just annoying. His face is just annoying.
show Dan has been a part of, he has placed scenes involving child actors showing their bare feet or even doing weirder things with them. In some of his most popular shows, Dan's had more than just a few scenes where the plot revolves around feet, just like Mom. Just Like Mom was the go-to entertainment for kids and families in suburban Canada in the 1980s.
See, that's the first problem with this whole shit. You have a show in Canada. Why would you air anything in Canada?
Game show hosted by Fergie Ulver featured kids and their mothers as they tried to match each other's answers to a series of questions. The show aired on CTV from
You love this show. What do you love about it? This is the show where the host kissed the children, bro.
1980 to 1985 with a total of 595 episodes. The first round of the show started with Fergie interviewing the kids, asking them questions about their mom and seeing just how much they knew about her. But things got concerning because Fergie would get a little too up close and personal with the contestants, and not just through the questions.
Can I have a hug and a kiss? I can't have one? Even if I say and whisper in your ear that Allison, you're gonna win the show.
Fergie would go as far as to straight up kiss contestants while they were answering questions, all without asking for permission from them or their parents. It even got to the point where Fergie openly admitted his desire to marry one of his contestants. Meanwhile, his wife was co-hosting the show and said nothing about it. Fergie...
What type of sneako cookery shit is that? You as a wife should be like, no, you should be like, first and foremost, you want to marry kids, nigga? And second of all, nigga, no, at that point, why? Wait, how did this show air 500 something times, bro? Someone should have been like, hell no, that's it, we're shutting this down. To all the live audience that were willing to see that live, instead of speaking up and be like, yo, what are you doing? You're weird. And the parents that let their kids participate, you're weird.
It did this to almost every contestant that went on his show. Their mothers were on set too, since they had to participate in the second round, but few could do anything with all the cameras on them. Unfortunately, Fergie had made this the new norm for Just Like Mom. No one in the audience, staff, or even his own wife seemed to question what he was doing, so nothing much was done. And the show kept running, although Fergie eventually stepped down. Fortunately, things changed dramatically after he was no longer the host, and it doesn't seem like any action was taken against him. But Fergie, my friends, is still far from the worst. That honor goes to Ron William Brown, the most
Wait, okay, what could be worse than kissing little children?
revolting child show host ever. Joy Junction.
Oh, is this another
Joy
host in
Junction
the same
was
show?
a Christian-themed game show featuring a ventriloquist named Ron Brown and his puppet Marty. The show had kid contestants participate in a series of challenges, do a wide variety of different religious activities, and learn lessons from the Bible. Joy Junction aired on TBN in the mid-1980s. But don't let the name fool you, because there was nothing joyful about the show. In fact, it was much more sinister than anyone could have ever imagined. At first glance, the only creepy thing about the show may have just been the creepy design of the puppet, but if you take a closer look at how Ron interacted with the kids, you might find it a little more unsettling. Ron would host weekly gatherings with the younger cast members at his trailer park home. These were his so-called pizza parties. And while this was already weird, no parent suspected that Ron, a religious host of a Christian game show, would be up to anything wrong.
How it all started was all of a sudden there was boys found at
What is that? Boys' underwear. Ew!
his house.
When Ron was caught, he was quick on his feet. He said that these clothes were actually for his puppet Marty. And since Ron...
You're not going as far as putting an underwear in a ventriloquist. No one is pantsing down your dolls, bro. Stop lying.
was loved by many of the members of his Christian community, they took his word for it, assuming it was the truth. But that was their mistake. Over time, it started getting harder and harder to deny that Ron may not be the person that everyone thought he was. So his home was searched by the police, and they found incriminating evidence of exactly what Ron had planned to do with some of the cast members, and it involved cooking and eating them. Fortunately,
you Jeffrey Dahmer, dude. Yo, here I was thinking, oh, look, his freaky ass was probably trying to sleep with them. You was going to eat them? You cannibal zombie? What is this, Minecraft? What are you doing? Oh, hell no, bro. Y'all better electric chair that, man.
They were able to lock him up before he could carry out any of those plans, and he was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Let these shows be a reminder that things aren't always what they seem. And if you
Alright, yeah, let's end it there. As you can see, YouTube, I'm glad all those children survived. Imagine having a whole show just so that you could eat children. Eat them! That's crazy! Join us on Discord, cancel on Twitch, make sure you guys subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Waxer for life. Love y'all.